Shortly after 9:30 a.m., Wednesday, December 14th, 2012, 700 students arguably faced their biggest nightmare. A gunman had entered Sandy Hook Elementary School. Over the next 20 minutes, 20 students and 6 adults lost their lives. The gunman, later identified as Adam Lanza, also shot himself, causing many questions to go unanswered. Over the next few weeks, several theories would surface, leaving many questioning the very few facts known about the tragedy. In the following speech, I will not only expand on the Sandy Hook tragedy, but also hope to clarify some of the misconceptions surrounding the incident, due to misinformation and conspiracy theories such as the Sandy Hook shooting fully exposed found on YouTube. While 100% of my audience knew what the Sandy Hook tragedy was, only 50% knew the actual name of the killer, Adam Lanza. While some of this ignorance may be due to my audience not watching the news, I believe a large portion is related to conspiracy theory that there were multiple shooters, and that Ryan Lanza, the shooter's brother, was involved. In fact, 20% of my audience believed there were multiple shooters. Perhaps more disturbing to me is the widely public theory that the shooting was a hoax brought on by the government to bring about gun control. This theory has provoked many sub-theories to emerge. Perhaps one of the biggest of these theories is that the victims' families were paid actors hired by the federal government to provoke fear in the public. One of the parents most harshly criticized was Robbie Parker, whose 6-year-old daughter Emily was killed by Lanza. Less than 24 hours after the shooting, Mr. Parker appeared at a press conference. Moments before he stepped to the mic, Mr. Parker was videotaped laughing and smiling with detectives. One conspiracy video was quoted saying, "He isn't behaving the way normal human beings would act." But Gary Stix, the senior editor of the Scientific American Journal, disagrees. In a recent article titled "The Neuroscience of True Grit," Stix argues that oscillation between sadness and mirth, or amusement expressed through laughter, repeated itself study after study. Time and time again, a grief-stricken person's expression would change from dejection to laughter and back. In fact, 80% of my audience agreed that they had experienced sudden laughter during great grief. The last theory to be addressed in this speech is arguably the most relevant to my college-aged audience. One of the widest known theories involves Facebook. A memorial page for Victoria Soto, a kindergarten teacher at Sandy Hook, appeared in the headlines only days after the shooting, due to its alleged start date, December 10th, 2012, 4 days before the shooting. Many theorists agree that this is stone-cold evidence for a hoax. Alex Stites-Wald, a journalist for Salon News magazine, quickly helps to debunk this idea. He argues that this is a common Google glitch, and that the correct start date of December 15th can be found on the actual Facebook page. He goes on to give another example, showing a Fox News article on the shooting and properly dated by Google as October 1st, 1983. Personally, I was very surprised by this common error. I, like 80% of my audience, originally believed that, while information on the internet is far from 100% factual, published dates were unable to be manipulated. I hope this speech has educated you to now believe the opposite. While these conspiracy theories are direct representation of the freedoms granted in the First Amendment, I believe Lieutenant Paul Vance, spokesperson for the Connecticut State Police, says what a large majority of Americans believe best. When asked about the conspiracy theories, Vance said he was disgusted. He was quoted saying, "There's no hoax. I was there. I stepped over the dead children. There's no hoax, and it's offensive to me as an investigator, and it's offensive to the families who lost their babies, to have people come up with a silliness like this. Whatever their reasoning is, whatever the rationale is, it's just terribly offensive." I hope this speech has done its part in shedding some light on this horrible tragedy, and hopefully has led you, as a media-driven individual, to demand the truth. We, as Americans, have the right to the truth. Nothing more, nothing less.